another thing we need to, do is want to do this in 3 years. We like, I would think, because like you were saying, with the cost of all these other places wanting to start paving, we want to get a jump start on everybody, and let's get it going.
Definitely. I'm just thinking, if we can do some in all three categories, we're doing more that way, of surface work than the more the heavier ones in the first category. You know, and you're doing a lot more, and you get some prevention down already too. I'm just thinking if we could trade out a couple of them, put a couple of green ones in there somewhere in that first year too. Like triple branch is gonna be an easy one. Where do the people?
In the yellow.
And see, that one needs very little anything.
Well, to be honest with you, we may have to go to a 4-year. Because we don't have 750,000 to spend.
Right.
Because we've got to leave some of our money in reserve to make our bills, every month. So we've got about 600,000 to spend. So we know we can do the first 2 years at the 500,000. Come the third year, we may have to chop it up and make it a third and a fourth if we haven't been getting that much from the extra sales tax. So we may have to go into a 4th year.
We're ahead right now.
But we're ahead
good
now,
to
so
get
we can
going.
do the first 2 years for sure. And then the third year, well, that's the one we're in question on a couple of the streets anyways. So, I mean, we could, and if we take out the triple oaks in the second year, we can maybe pull up one of the other ones from the third year to fill its spot. But I mean, the third year may have to be cut just slightly and put into a 4th year, so that way then we have still the money left to, without draining. the
Yeah, and we
coffers.
could still come in and like put a fog seal on Triple Tree, maybe, and Triple Oaks or something like that, like you're talking about.
Yeah, some of those that don't have hardly patchwork, but just need some sealing, maybe we can then do those, in the second or third year.
I think that's something I can do between now and the next meeting. I don't think it'll affect the first one, but I can go out and reassess some streets that are in good condition. Maybe all they need is just concealing, and then we can put those in the second or third year and try to take them on down, get those.
Yeah, to where we can
And save some
accumulate a
money.
little bit more money, towards the streets to be able to do the third and fourth.
Even if we had a base value, we needed to fix it and level it up, then we could shoot it without doing the chips.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you can do that too. So, that's what I'm saying, I was real heavy on the base repair in here. I mean, 20% is a big number. So, when we go out and mark it out, we'll probably hit 10 on average is usually what it comes out. So you'll say, so that 550 a yard will drop down to maybe, 450 or something like that.
Some state a little bit.
And all of a sudden, that goes to 100.
Yeah.
And that's immediately you can add streets too. Sure,
Just for little bit, just for a few minutes here, does the public have any questions that's here right now
This is
to the engineer? Okay.
Is it more cost efficient to go in and have all of one area repaired, tack all of your, take to another and repair?
Makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why part of,
Roads up, coming in and out with your equipment,
right.
after you fix it.
Yeah, it's more efficient if the contractor can focus on an area
and the price will be cheaper.
typically.
To your bonita, it appears at the edges of the road. To me, it looks like there's a base problem at the edges of the road. So, from my perspective, it doesn't look like 20% base repair would be sufficient.
Oh, yeah, but which block of tear the meter are you talking about?
We're gonna do a reclaim on some of that.
Yeah, those are gonna be reclaimed, that's gonna be the whole 100%.
Where you just till up the whole thing and redo it.
And put cement treatment in there.
Okay, all right.
You just reclaim what's there. Then you redo it.
Can you briefly explain that to?
Yeah, you can
Yeah, the
explain that.
street says, I mean, again, I stole that deal, but the ones that are red on there,
Mm-hmm.
they're not getting the base repair 20%, those are full reclamation, so that's what they're saying.
There and turn those up and.
Yeah, they
come
basically,
back and-
they till it, I don't really want to go 8, you really don't want to start bringing up dirt. You
Right.
want to just get the base, the old
Sure.
base and asphalt. But everything that's there gets basically road mix into a consistent thing. They reshape the crown of the road, they can reprofile it so it doesn't have all of that in there. And then we'll have them mix in 5% cement and then water it, obviously, so that it cure. And it's not gonna be as hard as real concrete, but it hardens the base that way. And then we'll put a 2-core surface treatment on top of that, which is basically a chip seal. But the way we do it, in this case, the way I set it up is the first course will be bigger rocks, and then they put that down and oil it and roll it and everything, and then the second time they come in and do the same thing, and it's a little bit smaller rock. And so they'll interlock and bond together. And so it's kind of like the way you do a county road or FM highway. TxDOT does that pretty liberally throughout the state. So that's the vision for those streets that are in bad shape.
Okay, so without getting way out of bounds here, there's a lot of bicycle riders on Tier Bohemian and in the Tier Nueva subdivision. How's that gonna impact the bicycle riders?
Well,
again.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just suggest, a good way to find that, Triple Tree, if you go look at Triple Tree, get out, I got out and looked at it, because I got out and measured all these streets, and it's had chip seals done on it. Some people said that wasn't true, but that's what that is. So it's not like whoever, I don't know what this was that somebody did, where all this stuff is falling off everywhere. I'm not sure what that was, but this should have happened.
Operation, they just came in there and they just.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot it and then roll it and sweep it with a kick broom and everything. In fact, I think they have to actually vacuum it up, any of the loose rocks. So when they're done, it should be a nice, solid deal, and you're not gonna have a bunch of rock going everywhere. If that does happen, then we made a mistake. And then we'll have a lot of fun, because as soon as that happens, it's like this. Everybody, I won't be the one, but it'll be the contractor, either it'll be the guy that sold the asphalt to them, you know how that goes. So that's why I want to stay on while they're doing it.
Anybody over here?
No, so you're saying the red is the total redo of the
Yes.
thing, and then the yellow ones are the chip seal only?
Right.
Okay, and then the green ones are the sealant?
Well, right now I'm doing a chip, I was recommending a chip seal for all of them, including the green ones.
Okay.
That was just to give you an idea of the relative condition of the streets, visual line. But if we decide, depending on the budget and everything, we want to do a fog seal of those, like Councilman Trainer was saying, you come in and base repair the areas that are failing, and then come in and put that fog seal, and it's like, it'll cover it, it'll look like a good street almost, for quite a while. I saw they did that on I-35 up in Dallas. It's a lot of traffic, and what happened was, the contractor messed up the striping, and they didn't want to grind off the striping and redo it, so they just put this fog seal down. And like 2 years later, you couldn't even see the old striping anymore. Still, it was good enough cover that it sealed that. That's a highway, there's a ton of traffic on it up there, 35 feet.
And then the other thing was, like they were saying, let's just say using the red section for instance, they would actually go and do all the ones in that particular subdivision off that time, and then move the equipment to the next subdivision and do that part. They're not going to crisscrossing back and forth.
No, it just depends what streets we hire them to
Yeah.
do. Obviously, they may come in and do just 2 blocks in one neighborhood, and then go to another neighborhood and do 2 blocks over there. But the plan that we have here, the 3-year, does kind of honor the neighborhood approach a little bit.
Okay.
To a point. So, I can't really answer that question until I know what streets we have in front of us, but a contractor logically isn't gonna start on some streets and move somewhere else, and we're gonna control that too,
Well, it seems like San Antonio does it all the time, so that's why I was just wondering.
Well, I was on Slate tonight, and I was driving through the part of 35 over here between 410 and 410. It's been under construction for like 20 years, And they haven't done anything yet, I can tell. But anyway, sorry about that.
Well, I do have, when we do start this, and we're doing a reclamation, how are the citizens going to be getting in and out of their homes, in and out of the subdivision, things of that nature? Will they do one side of the street and get it finished? No.
No, actually, I was worried about that myself, and I hadn't, so I called Ken Davenport, who's the area maintenance engineer for TxDOT here. He said as soon as they get it, you know, that he can reopen the traffic that day.
Oh,
So we'll have the contractor either, probably that will make the contractor do it, put flyers out, you know, put like little door hanger things on everybody's door, saying, hey, next week, please don't park, well, nobody can really park in the streets right here,
no.
but don't be parking, you know, we're gonna be doing your street, we'll be working on your house, and then people can have a warning ahead of time, and they'll know, okay, maybe they can leave a little earlier in the morning to get to work, or, you know, maybe talk to the contractor and say, can you do it a different, you know, but once they do it, it should all happen. I mean, I don't know how much production they can do in one day, but once they get it shaped and watered and cement treated, they can reopen to traffic. Because you're supposed to let it cure. And you can put curing agents, but Ken's like, no, he does, we do it all the time. So I'm not worried about it.
So
But
they
we'll have
need
a
to-
flyer that does that.
Oh, okay,
But-
so they might do 2 blocks, let it cure overnight, maybe come back and do another 2 blocks.
Something like that.
Then, maybe the following week, they'll be coming back in, because then the whole section will be cured and they'll start the chip seal.
Exactly. And what I'll do is, in the contract, I'll put it in there that the contractor can't, you know, rip up more than so much. You know, in other words, okay, let him rip up, you know, 1,000 feet worth, but then he can't get another 5,000 feet ripped up until he's put a surface down on the first 500 or something. I mean, I'll come up with some numbers where you can restrict how much they, because that's what happens, that's what these contractors do, because that's what's in, they get the mobilization, they throw up some barricades, and then, you know, and then they go, I don't know, Tijuana, I don't know where they go. I mean, and then you don't see them for a month, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have a calendar day deal where we're gonna hold them tight on, and it's not, oh, we had a rain day, no, it's, you get so many calendar days. If it rains, you're gonna have to work on Saturdays or early in the morning, whatever. Well, not too early, because the noise would be a problem, but we're gonna have a calendar day. deal.
The noise don't bother me, I just want the streets fixed.
Okay, well, then, good Lord.
Get
But anyway,
waking up.
I'll have all that in there, and
Okay.
that's, I mean, you gotta learn how to control these guys, or else they'll take advantage of you.
Okay, all right.
So they do the full width.
Yeah, that's the plan. And if something changes, I'll let you know, but that's what Ken was saying.
Can you check on something, put yourself a note, where I was telling you how I thought we could piggyback on the TMRS, on county prices? I believe that is an option. You could maybe verify that if, I think, Clark could probably tell you more if you ran into a stumbling block.
Who's that?
Clark, David Clark.
Oh, okay, okay.
If nothing else, they could tell you, I think that subsidiary they have has the contract with the county.
Then you would know what the prices are, at that time, too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll call the
They
county.
said they have a deal, so if we can piggyback, because we're a municipality.
Yeah.
we might-
And that's what I'm thinking, that some of the streets that aren't that bad, that could be a good deal for those, you know. The ones that don't have a lot of this, you know, or that going on. Put that stuff down, and you feel like you're heaven, you know. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
So,
looks good too. Good start.
Any other questions from the council? Close the workshop session, and we'll go to new business. City council will, recommendation on updating the municipal road plan made during the workshop meeting. Make the changes.
Okay. I'll make a recommendation that
Go with 2 years.
we go with a 3-year plan, taking out Real, Edward, Triple Oaks, and 1/3 of Lane Drive.
Motion on the floor to take out, the part of Real from 1516 to the corner, Edwards Lane, and Triple Oaks from, Triple Trees East. And then we have a second on Motion by Alice, and Lane, yeah, Lane.
Okay, I didn't catch it, I'm
We'll
sorry.
have to correct on the Lane, which would be next year. Edwards is out. It'd be Real, Edwards, and Triple O. And then
One-third lane.
we'll reduce the Lane,
Marshall,
Marshall, he'll have to come up with
we'll
it.
get a,
That'll be in another year or so.
Get a clarification.
So we get clarification on that and the other part of Real too. That's the reasons for those being taken out. We have a motion on the floor for that and a second by Alice. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? Vote unanimous. We've provided you direction.
What else?
All I need to is, I think y'all need to tell me for sure what street's the first year, and let's go through that
Do we have
right.
to go to the proposed workshop or special meeting?
When you got on your 3-year plan, or you
On
already?
the 3-year plan.
If y'all want, if you're saying move out of that, then
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I
I mean, I'll take it the easiest instead of going pick it apart, everybody like it.
we need to vote on that.
It's a plan, I don't know if you need to look through it, Jim, to make sure it would work.
No, I mean, this is what I came up with, as first step. I mean, I like it because, no, I was looking at Real, there's not a lot of money in that Real, and we couldn't really do Triple Meadow or anything over here with that, that wouldn't fit in this first year. And we're only got 2 of the really good streets in there, so I think this is actually a very efficient deal, you know, because you got a nice neighborhood approach over here and everything. And it's some of the high notes over here.
Okay.
Working all in one neighborhood and everything, I like it.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, and once you sit down with those streets from your first year and you go back and get the specifics on them, then if you run into a problem, you can always come back to us. Like you said, you were gonna go out and get specifically how many.
Now that you know,
Yeah, what streets you're working with, you can go out and start your.
Mark them off and then,
Mark them
yeah,
off.
exactly. And if we have extra money, maybe we can do.
And, well, and you're gonna probably have to go ahead and.
No, you don't want to spend it. no.
Yeah, get the drainage, the surveyor on the drainage
That's-
in Tierra Bonita.
that to me, I feel like that should be, if you're gonna work on Terra Bonita, that needs to be definitely a first start.
With your drainage.
To
Get
figure that out.
surveying out, yeah.
Okay.
You'll give a motion for him to go ahead and put out bids for the first.
Yeah.
I make that motion to, let the engineer go ahead and get the company bids for the.
I'll second
For the
that,
first year.
and I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Councilman Rich to take the 2014 streets, allowing the engineer to seek bids on them, for reconstruction, or construction. And we have a second by Alice. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Is there any other motions that the council wants to make in relation to the streets?
Is there, Jim, do you need anything else from us?
No, I'm good.
You ready to move
Yeah, I
forward?
need to get this knocked out too. I'm gonna get started on the one.
All right.
See what they missed? They're all at the spurs. Don't tell anybody else in the neighborhood what's going on.
All right.
There's nothing else you need?
So, I mean, I'll get that, I mean, and when I get to, we have to run the ad. So
Yeah.
in about a week or so, I'll send it to Latoya, and then you can put it in the Express and the local Worcester County News. It has to run twice, and so that's why it takes like a month to get around to opening bids and advertise.
Is there any way that we can handle this online, that we can look at it as
Did it
a
happen?
person? And when it starts, or
Yes.
I can send you the PDF that I have of all of this, or I'll
so
send
we
it.
can know, the
Yeah.
residents can know when to start and all
That's a good
this.
idea. Another thing I'd like to do is also, I don't know, if you can, so I can have, like, contractors should be able to go to our website and download the bid package too. Can you do that also?
Yes.
So the ad will say, you know, because a lot of times, because if I was doing this, I have to charge them for it, it's stupid, but if we have them on the website, then we can just download it. So if that's all.
So we can do it in Wilson County News, Express News, and our website, is what you're saying, correct?
Well, no, the website would just be for the contractors to be able to download the bid package.
Oh, to bid their, to download, okay, the package.
So when I send Latoya the ad, I'll send her the bid package at the same time.
Okay.
You see what I mean? And then she can upload that, and then I'll send her that, all this stuff in the morning. Sounds good? Okay, let's get her done.
Thank you guys in the something.
Sorry, let's go with the paper.
On the road.
You know, probably need that one second, we're actually-
Yeah, so it's
Process have to have the council-
Make a motion to adjourn.
What it says.
Councilman Ben made the motion to adjourn the meeting and second by Councilman Whip. All in favor, say aye. Meeting is adjourned.